Are you experiencing behavioral problems with your dog? If you have been frustrated and confused, thinking that there is no hope, or thinking that your dog's unwanted behavior problems are ingrained deeply, beyond the point of correction, did you know that there is said to be a hidden intelligence in your dog that can be developed that can eliminate the bad behavior? If you're looking for some help in dog behavior, this brief video review is for you. This video will be a brief review of the featured Brain Training for Dogs, Dog Training Strategy by Adrienne Farricelli. Now, there are links below in the video description. If at any time you would like to go straight to the official webpage that you see on your screen, just click on those links provided below in the video description, so that you may see the featured Brain Training for Dogs, Dog Training Strategy by Adrienne Farricelli information more in-depth, or follow along with me in this video, if you choose to do so. Now, when you click on the links provided below in the video description, you will arrive on the page that you see right here. We will briefly go over and touch on just a few of the main points of the page, points that we believe would be of most interest to you. So, when you get to the page that you see right here on your screen, you can see that the featured dog training strategy is said to help to develop your dog's hidden intelligence, to eliminate bad behavior, and create the obedient, well-behaved pet of your dreams. Just briefly take a look here, as we briefly scroll here. Now, as we briefly scroll through here, you can see that the creator of the featured dog training strategy, whose name is said to be Adrienne Farricelli, has a brief introduction here, and you can briefly take a look at this as we scroll through. The featured dog training system is said to be unique, and there is some description and details featured here, to give you a better idea of what the featured training system may be able to do for you. Also, you can see that she is said to be a Cpdtka certified dog trainer, and there is a video, as you can see here, that shows how a dog's jumping problem is cured. Plus, there are a couple of testimonials here that you may want to look into as well. Just briefly take a look here, as we briefly scroll. You can take a look at more of the information in depth when you click on the links provided below in the video description that will take you to the official webpage that you see on your screen. So now, we want to go over and briefly touch on what the featured training system is said to contain and have for you. And as you can briefly see here, it is said that after your dog goes through the modules that are said to be contained, you will dramatically improve your dog's obedience. Eliminate troublesome behavior like barking, chewing, or aggression. Have your dog effortlessly sit, lie down, stay, heel, drop, and walk by your side. Just briefly take a look here, as we briefly scroll. Now, as we scroll through more here, we just want to briefly touch on and go over the sneak peek portion of the page. And here we can see some of the modules that are presented and their descriptions. Just briefly take a look here. Module number 1 is said to deal with what is called preschool, and you can briefly take a look at the details as we scroll through here. Module number 2 is said to deal with what is called elementary school, and you can briefly take a look here, as we scroll through the details. Module number 3 is said to deal with what is called high school, and you can briefly take a look at the details here, as we briefly scroll through. Module number 4 is said to deal with what is called college, and you can briefly take a look here, as we briefly scroll through these details. Now, as we continue here, module number 5 is said to deal with what is called university, and you can briefly see here, as we scroll through the details here. Module 6 is said to deal with what is called graduation, and you can take a look at these details as well, as we scroll through. Module number 7 is said to deal with what is called Einstein, and just briefly take a look here, as we scroll through the details of this as well. Also, you can see that there is much more that is said to be included in the featured dog training system as well. Just take a look as we scroll through here. Once again, you can take a look at these details more in depth when you just click on the links provided below in the video description, so that you can visit the official webpage that you see right here on your screen, and go over these specific areas carefully. So now, as you can see here, we are going to briefly go over and touch on the portion of the page where it says, your risk-free trial preview. And as you can see here, there is said to be a 100%, 60-day, money-back guarantee that is said to come with your purchase of the featured dog training strategy. Just briefly take a look here, as we briefly scroll through. Also, you can see here as we scroll through, more of the testimonials and reviews from more of the customers and students of the featured dog training system. Just briefly take a look, as we briefly scroll though. And take a look here, as we get to the questions and answers portion of the page, and briefly take a look at the different concerns that people have and how those concerns are addressed. Just briefly take a look here, as we briefly scroll. Don't forget to click on those links below in the video description to go to the official web page that you see on the screen, so that you may see all of the information in more depth. Now, make sure that when you get to the official web page that you see on your screen, by clicking on the links below in the video description, that you pay particular attention to the information that is presented on the page, and remember that there is said to be a 100%, 60-day, money-back guarantee that is said to be available with your purchase of the featured dog training system. Once again, we would like to thank you for watching our brief video review. If you have found that the information presented here in this video was helpful and insightful to you, be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button. Remember to click on the links below in the video description to go to the official web page that you have seen on the screen in this video to get more information and see more. If you decide to choose the featured Brain Training for Dogs, Dog Training Strategy by Adrienne Farricelli.